My mother was reading my palms one day. She fancied herself to be a palm reader. And I was a child, I was 7 or 8. And I said, read my palm. Because I saw her reading the palms of, the neighbors coming in, relatives. Read my palm. And she read my palm and quite innocently said to me, oh, well, you have a wonderful headline here right across the center of your palm on both hands, very unusual, and a long lifeline, so you'll live to be a ripe old age, and your headline shows that you are extremely intelligent. But then she said, you have no heart line. Look at that, you have no heart line. And I said, what does that mean? And she said, means you'll never love anybody. Well, that changed my whole life for sure. Because you see, as I said once before, who will you make wrong to change your beliefs about yourself and about life? Well, in this case, I would have to make my mother wrong. I wasn't about to make her wrong, not for a very long time. So rather than make my mother wrong about that prediction, about that prognostication, about that reading, about that seeming insight, that apparent insight, I accepted what she said as my living truth, and I lived that truth out for the largest part of my life. And I then went on a headlong search when I decided finally that my mother was wrong about that, and that was in my 30s or early 40s. I was able to go to my mother's grave and say, I'm learning. I'm learning. I've tried ever since then to learn. And I think that's what threw me into this headlong search for the last 20 years or more of my life for love, which is another word for God, which is another word for life and joy and freedom. That idea about myself and the need to change it, the huge yearning to embrace a new thought about me, caused me to take the path I've taken in life, and I'm sure had a great deal to do with my ultimate experience of having a conversation with God. So it's amazing, this single statement that my mother made to me, which at one point was so damaging, I felt, so deeply damaging to me, turned out after all was said and done to be the miracle of my life and the words which opened the door to my own deep, deep search.